Playing park under pretty warm conditions, ready for the big one this afternoon. Well, Souths were in 3 grand finals this afternoon. They were in the 3rd grade final. They came up against Redcliffe. Redcliffe defeated them by 14 points to 4. They stepped out in reserve grade. They didn't win that one. They were defeated Valleys by 10 points to 6 in what was a very good match. And now, of course, they're trying to make at least 2 out of 3 in the big one this afternoon.
Well, looking at the both sides, Bill, Souths, the younger of the sides and more inexperienced. Wynnum, well, people have said that they have the best club side seen running around Brisbane in the last 20 years, 25 years. And, well, it'd be a brave man to doubt that, because when they play together and they play well, Wynnum look an unbeatable side.
Probably about 70% of people out here today would be supporting Wynnum Manly. They've only won 1 grand final. That was a couple of years ago. They've been in the competition for 33 years. But if you have a look at Southern Suburbs, Mick, they've picked up, I think, something like 9 premiership wins. They're a lot older team, of course, a lot older club, but they've done pretty well just the same.
Yes, and they've been in the 4 of the last 5 grand finals. And there's a few players playing out there today that have been through the mill, as young as they are, for Southern Suburbs.
Lakes came up to centre field, exactly what the support is like for the Seagulls here at Lang Park this afternoon. Well, let's have a look at the 2 teams as they stand up and line up for the match this afternoon. And firstly, we might have a look at Wynnum Manly, I think, Michael. The only Wynnum problem that they've had, of course, has been the bruised ribs of international centre Gene Miles. He was on the receiving end of a crunching tackle from fellow Test centre Mal Meninga in the major semi-final just 2 weeks ago. That was one of the many big hits that Meninga's made in the last few weeks. He certainly hit his straps last week in the preliminary final, and he's one of the key men today for Southern Suburbs in this. Let's have a look at Southern Suburbs. Well, the Magpies have been keeping an anxious eye on the fitness of second rower Kelvin Kerr. He suffered a gash above the left eye in last week's preliminary final against Valleys. It required 17 stitches, but he's finally come through and has been past fit to play today. The state lock forward, Bob Linder, Mick, one of the most exciting prospects in this state at the moment. He's resuming after a back injury, and no doubt he'll be a welcome addition to the ranks of Southern Suburbs today. OK, let's have a look at the referee this afternoon. The referee is David Manson. 29-year-old Manson tipped out the favourite, the former Test referee Eddie Ward, to get the job today. Ward has controlled 6 of the last 7 grand finals here in Brisbane. Manson is in his 13th season as a ref, has controlled 71st grade games. This is his first A-grade grand final, has controlled 3 others, 2 of them are reserve grades. The big thing about him, Mick, he's dropped some 45 kilograms since Christmas. That's 4 stone. I'm going to see him after the match. I don't know about you.
Well, I need to see him. That's a miracle run.
OK, here's Souths coming from the northern end of the ground. The kick-off by Meninga, deep down into Wynnum Manly territory. It'll be taken back there by Brian Walsh, dropped it back behind him. Walsh up into the field of play. Walsh normally, well, he's played lock forward, he's played 5'8", he's played everything but front row. He's back there in the fullback to take the place of Colin Scott, who, of course, as I said before, is out with suspension. That's Lewis touching it for the first time in the match. Obviously getting a bit of a dust-up from winger Peter Jackson, and a penalty going to Wynnum.
And the first man in there, big Mal Meninga, and not many more of the South players, but he didn't seem to be worrying about that at all.
So it'll be Wynnum Manly to kick for touch. Lewis to do the kicking here. Driving across there into the Frank Burke stand, which is on the, well, that's the oldest of the 2 stands here at Lang Park.
I think you can expect a bit of fireworks shortly, Bill.
Well, there's the ball being taken up by Tony Kajewski for Wynnum Manly. From the play the ball now. This is Dawes, the halfback, coming through very solidly, but not getting too far this time. Running into a heap of Southern Suburbs players is the second rower in Mal Green. He let a couple go too. This is French on his way through. French trying to get the pass to Butler, but it's into touch over here on the terrace side of the ground. Nice run by Ian French very early in the piece.
Yes, good football. Pass going astray, unfortunately. Wynnum Manly not afraid to throw the ball around.
So this is Brad Sully to line up to the scrum. It's 8 metres inside Wynnum territory. In it goes. He goes down on his knees at the back of the scrum to pick it up. Quickly going to be caught at the side of the scrum, round to the open side. It's Muller dropping in his dummy half. So cutting back this time is Halverson, the 5'8", hemmed in, got it to Muller. Muller outside then to Vivas, the winger. He went skirting across over there, looking for a bit of the action, put down 8 metres inside Wynnum territory. This is Muller up his dummy half now. Back to Sully, outside to Kellaway. Bob Kellaway up to about 10 metres inside Wynnum territory. They'll need some strong runs from him today too, Mick.
Yes, he'll have to play a fine game, and he's had a bit of an injury cloud over him. Every now and then his leg gives out. Let's hope it keeps going this afternoon.
Kelvin Kerr getting up to play it. Muller is the dummy half now. Back over there to Sully. Sully outside to Halverson. Halverson straight ahead. Broke away from Green's tackle. Back inside to Meninga. Taken ball and all by Lewis.
That was a good tackle by Wally. Little bit of their own back on Big Mal. And big hit by Wally.
If he hadn't have taken him ball and all, could have been a bit of trouble. There's Sully putting it through. They're going to put this fullback Walsh under a bit of pressure, but he takes that one okay. Up, bumps off the tackle of Jackson, but eventually put down some 15 metres out from his own line.
I think that Walsh will be pretty safe under pressure.
This is Gene Miles now. Let's see him stretch out. Hubie Abbott over there to get him. So too coming across will be the winger Peter Jackson, but they don't get him into touch. Wynnum down inside their own territory in their own quarter by a couple of metres now. This is Peter Dawes, bumped into Dowling, went back the other way. A little bit of confusion there. A Souths player going down also. It's Bob Kellaway. French trying to find a way through there, but can't. He's just up to the Wynnum Manly quarter line now. Dummy half waiting up there is David Green. Green turns it back over then to the blind side to Kajewski. Kajewski only getting a couple of metres before Bob Lindner comes in, and so too does Eddie Muller. Green works the blind side to Lewis. Lewis got away beautifully over there. Cutting through is Warren Green. Green up over the halfway. Pulled down to the tackle by Peter Jackson. He's only about 7 metres inside Souths territory. Final tackle to Lewis. Puts the boot underneath it. Grab a kick for touch. Doesn't find it. And eventually Southern Suburbs ending up with it. And working up there with Bob Lindner to about 8 metres short of the halfway mark. Muller back to Kellaway. Plenty of Wynnum Manly defence going in there, Mick.
Yes, and Kellaway injured his right hand there early. He's all bandaged up like a gun sin gone wrong. And whether he'll last the match out, I don't know.
That's Gary Grenke getting away from the first tackle, coming in through there from Coyne, or rather Green it was. From the play the ball, Muller getting it across to Halverson now. Halverson got away from Coyne this time, but eventually put down by the lock forward in French. Muller, that's a halfway mark you can see. Sully to Meninga. Meninga's going to drive the ball down there towards Walsh. Green coming across from the wing. Walsh will take it. It's only a few metres from touch, a few metres from his own line. Decides to run, but doesn't get far. 20 metres out from his own line now. Put down by Peter Jackson. This is Warren Green, who had that nice run for Wynnum a couple of minutes ago. David Green is dummy half. No points on the board as yet at Lang Park. Dawes across over there to the front rower Coyne. Coyne still going up over the quarter line before the South defence takes a hold of it. Coming up to the first 5 minutes of the match so far, and it's been nice and entertaining. Nice and tough, nice and tight as you'd expect in a grand final. Dummy half is Green. He'll work across to Lewis. Lewis keeps it going. This is French. Little bit of room to move. He's away from Meninga. Has Butler outside. Gets it away to Terry Butler. Back inside to French. French has Lewis inside. This will be a try. Should be, but it's not. Pulled down over there by Belcher. Lewis roaring for it inside.
Oh, they blitzed that one, Wynnum. They just blew it. If only they'd passed inside it. They were home and hosed under the post. Great defence from Phil Vivers. He had to chase like hell to get hold of French. Just got in, but the pass should have gone inside.
Muller to dummy half, nil all the score. And 8.5 minutes of the grand final gone by. Meninga gets it away to Belcher. Belcher up over the quarter line, cuts back inside. He's still going. He's going for that line. Pulled down about a metre short of it.
Double movement. And that's a good decision from the referee, David Manson. Definitely a double movement, as we will probably see on the NEC replay.
Yes, he was pulled down just short of it, tried to go for that extra bit. But referee Manson right on the spot is able to. Here it is now. Gary Belcher, a great run cutting through. He comes inside.
He had the men outside and would not pass it. Now there it is. Now there's the double movement.
No doubt about that.
Clear as a bell, unfortunately.
So the kick will find touch some 18 metres out from Wynnum Manly line. Coming onto the mark is David Green.
Very sad that he had all that support and elected to go on his own.
So it's Kajewski bringing it up to the quarter line. Big chance there for Southern Suburbs. The first real opportunity for points in this match so far. That's Greg Dowling. Dummy half is Green. Back over to Mal Green.
And if South stand there and wait for Wynnum to run through them, Wynnum will do that all afternoon.
Peter Dawes to Lewis on the blind side. Lewis holds it up. Now he accelerates. Here he goes. Back inside to Ian French. He's got some toe, this fellow. He's over the quarter line. He's going for the line. Jackson out after him. Gets it to Green, and there's the first try of the match. Warren Green in for the try after 10 minutes of play. Wynnum Manly score the first points of 4-0.
Oh, beautiful work from Wally Lewis. The magic of the man. Watch him. Here he goes. He moves with the ball and they just stand and watch him. He ran past Kellaway like Kellaway was a silent cop. And this Ian French stretching out beautifully. Knows the support is coming. Jackson can't get to him and does then. Green gets it. Beavers comes from the other wing to nail him, but far too late.
Head-on will show us a pretty good shot here. There's Lewis on his way again. Through that gap, as you can see, Kellaway away to the left of him. Back inside. Now, Ian French, a lot forward, has got plenty of speed. He stretches out there, as you can see, letting go very strongly. Breaks out of the tackle, set sail now. You'll see Peter Jackson, the winger, coming in. Jackson dives, and right at the last minute, French got it away to Warren Green. Phil Beavers coming from the other wing in cover, but it was too late. So Warren Green is the man to kick the goal. Green has not kicked a lot. As a matter of fact, he hasn't kicked here. He kicked since mid-August in A-grade. He's missed that one, by the way. He's had a back injury, which has been affecting his kicking. He's also played a bit of a stint in reserve grade, but prior to today's match, he'd kicked 40 for the season from 62 attempts. Gives him a total of 65%. So here at the moment at Lang Park, after 12 minutes of play, it's Wynnum with a lead of 4-0.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia. On Rank Arena, Australia's favourite.
To be a champion, you need the right sort of technological backup.
Belcher decides to have a kick this time. Brian Walsh is over there, and he'll take this one again. Start to move. Doesn't get away from Bob Lindner, though. And Peter Jackson's in from the wing to make sure he doesn't do what he did last time. About to play it. David Green from dummy half has a little run himself. Doesn't go too far, though. Warren Green is dummy half this time. Over to Dawes. Outside then to French. That's Ian French a lock forward. Brushed away a couple of tackles that were nothing much. Pulled down just short of the halfway mark. Dummy half is David Green. Back over to Dawes, to Lewis. Inside to Coyne, bumped into Kerr, but eventually grabbed over there by Halverson. And Kerr also became involved in the tackle. Gene Miles. Big Gino up over halfway, still going. Oh, it's picked up beautifully this time by Green. Green back inside to David Green, and David Green will score underneath the post. Beautifully picked up there by Mel Green, the second rower.
What beautiful play by Wynnum Manly. I must admit, Big Gino took off, left 3 of them, drew in 4 of them actually, and that was beautifully picked up by the second rower. Belcher went for the intercept, and David Green, the hooker and captain, over under the post. Very, very good try for Wynnum Manly.
Here's Gene Miles now. You'll see him on the way through out of 1, 2 tackles. Held up, just pops it out, and Green came through and scooped down and got it up. There's Meninga out after him. Draws Belcher. Belcher had to have a go at something, so he went to try and knock it down. But David Green is over for the try. Underneath the post, and Wynnum open up a lead of 8-2, which, when Warren Green is finished, should become 10-2.
Well, they're certainly making inroads up the centre of South's ruck. That was just a normal play the ball, pick it up and run. Fundamentals of rugby league, and Souths are just not at home. And some of those forwards, as Wynnum had the extra 2 points, should not be on the field.
So Warren Green converts a try. Wynnum leading Souths by 10-2. Trouble here. They're just not in the act at the moment. Brian Walsh back there again, ever dependable, takes it up. Just saw a shot of Des Morris, the Wynnum captain. He seems to be on pretty good terms with himself. You can't say you blame him, do you, Mick?
Well, a grand final, 11 minutes to go till half-time, and he's leading 10-2 and idling. I'd say he'd have to be happy.
Here's Lewis on the go again. Props, gets it back to Ian French. French put down about 5 metres short of the halfway mark. He'll play it to Gene Miles as dummy half. Miles back over there to Dawes, outside to Green. Green away then to Green. Mal Green, he's away again. Up over halfway. This should be another try. They've got players. Oh, he sent it well away from Terry Butler. Cut back inside. He's away from Beavers. Could still be a try. Butler pulled out about 5 metres out.
Oh, they're carving Souths up. But there's been a forward pass.
Pass out there to Butler on the wing. South Mick have missed 17 tackles, Wynnum missing 6. That tells the story.
That's a story in a grand final. It means they don't have the heart to win and they don't want to go on with it.
Here's Green again. Gee, there were players everywhere there, weren't there? That's the one to Butler. Real forward. Butler kept on going. So now we'll wait for it to go in again. Brad Sully to feed the scrum. Referee Manson bringing them across over in centre field a few more metres.
I'm wondering where Huey Abbott has been all this time in that back line. Wynnum seem to be running at random.
Sully over to Halverson. Halverson dummies. He tricked Lewis, but he didn't trick French coming across in cover defence. Away from dummy half is Belcher. Belcher put down 10 metres short of the halfway mark. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Sully to Lumbey.
There's a player we haven't seen too much of in this first half, Ash Lumbey.
Wynnum Manly leading by 10 points to 2. This is Kerr to Sully. Kellaway. Kellaway put down there. Kajewski is the man underneath. And Greg Dowling over the top. Muller from dummy half to Sully. Meninga. Meninga downfield again. Warren Green going back to cut it off. And he picks it up nicely. Back into the in-goal area. Starts to move. Running across field. Halverson comes at him and gets away from Halverson. He's on his own, I might add. And eventually put to the ground some 18 metres out from his own line. Dowling from dummy half to Lewis. Touched by the opposition, so there's another 6 tackles up there. Wynnum almost up onto their own quarter. David Green to Kajewski. Kajewski tackled over there this time. The man getting across to put him down will be Bob Lindner. This is Green. Mal Green. David Green dummy half. Warren Green out on the wing, hoping to get into it. This is Dowling, busts him up the centre. The big second rower striding out, pulled down from behind, tried to get the pass to Dawes, but he lost it. Abbott will end up with it. Dowling there to grab a hold of him.
Oh, he just walked past Abbott there on that occasion. Walked past him.
Ash Lumbey, the man with the ball. About to play it. Muller, the dummy half. Sully. Back inside to Kellaway. Kellaway striding up the centre, still going. He's up over the quarter. Only has the full back to beat. Waltz is hanging on to him. And Butler comes across. Lewis there to cut it off. Dummy half Meninga. Kicked away. And it's a Wynnum ball. Souths lose their chance. So close to the line. Getting up to play it this time is Gene Miles. Wally Lewis. Lewis 8 metres out from his own line. Big run there by Kellaway.
That's the fastest I've seen Bob Kellaway move for a long time.
He was on his own though, Mick. There was no one in support. He had to just try and do it all himself. But here they go again. This is French. Away to Warren Green. Has he got the pace now? Sully is coming at him. Sully pulls him down a few metres inside Souths territory. He'll get up to play it. Dummy half this time is Dawes. Dawes gets away from Muller. Clears it. Oh, they're making it look good. This is David Green trying to find a gap. But he's put to the ground with a final tackle on the way. A few metres inside Souths territory. Dummy half up there is Coyne. Back to Miles. Miles strolling his way through. Pulled down there by Kerr. That's the end of the tackle count. David Green to dummy half. Wynnum in front, 10-2. Lewis got a bit of a bump to the back, I think, in that tackle. Dawes. Outside then to Coyne. Coyne unloads it back to Dawes. Then away to Walsh. Walsh deciding to run. Now away to French. French away to Butler. Butler's on his own. Butler's going to centre kick because he can see Walsh coming through there. Belcher's back there. He goes up for it. Walsh crashes into him. Then ankle taps him. And eventually they'll grab him about just inside the quarter line, but a knock on.
Good refereeing once again from David Manson. He allowed the advantage to take place there. Here's French running away. I'll tell you what, French hasn't seen so much open paddock since he was up on the farm. Good work from Butler to put it in field. He disappears out of play, and well done Belcher to take that. 2 fullbacks confronting each other on that occasion.
Here's Wynnum on the go again. That's Warren Green. Pulled it down nicely. He's cutting back inside. And Warren Green eventually held up some 18 metres out from the South line. Wynnum putting on the pressure again. Warren Green plays it back to Gene Miles, takes it one hand away from dummy half, strolls his way out of a couple of tackles, put down about 8 metres out from the South line. Could be big trouble again. David Green from dummy half, over to Dowling. Dowling crashing his way for the line. He's oh so close, but just forced back there by Mescal. He'll play it. Dummy half, David Green. Wynnum roaring up again, played forward by Dowling and a try. Played it forward. leant over, put his hand on it, and a try.
Souths are shot birds, as you will see. Dowling makes a rush for the line, is knocked over and held nicely and strongly. Now there's all the defences around him here, watch, and he just kicks it forward and says, how about that? And Souths are shot birds.
Let's have a look at the head-on now. You'll see it coming up here. That is Dowling crashing towards the line. He went very close. Meskel was the last line of defence to hold him up. But now watch it from the play the ball from here. Dowling with players all around him, still trying to find his feet. He eventually does. This will show it very well. He's got Ash Lumbie in front as a marker. Well, he's only half up. He just towed it forward, leaned across, put the big hand on it, said, thank you very much, I'll have 4 points. And that's what he got. I tell you what, there's another 2 on the way. So Wynnum streaking away to a lead of 14-2. It's now 16-2. And 3.5 minutes to the half-time break. Now it's Southern Suburbs coming onto the field. No changes to the South line up at the half-time break. Would you have made some changes, Mick?
Well, I don't think he has anywhere to go as Wayne Bennett. I must admit, I've been very disappointed in Grinky, so he's replaced him with Mark Meskel. But Ash Lumbie, the second row, I haven't seen Ash all day. He's had a couple of runs, but I tell you what, he's missed plenty of tackles in this first half. And this fellow here, Hubie Abbott, has not been in defensive position all day. I don't know what he thinks he is, but he's in no man's land.
OK, there's a kick-off for the second half, and it's Gary Coyne, the Wynnum Manly front row, the man to put it into action, taken back there by Vivas. Vivas eventually back to Belcher, and then across to Brad Sully. Sully's going to be wrapped up over here, about 10 metres out from his own line. He'll get up to play it now. This is Mal Meninga putting his head down, bustling his way through. I should imagine Wayne Bennett would have had plenty to say to this team at half-time. One thing would be to do a bit of tackling, particularly there on the forwards. This is Mark Meskel.
Fundamentals of the game is to knock them over, Bill, and if you don't knock them over, well, you're not going to be in it.
Brad Sully sends it back over there this time to Kelvin Kerr. Kerr put down just on the quarter line. Half-time lead for Wynnum Manly of 16 points to 2. Meninga's going to put the boot underneath it. That wind at this stage is blowing downfield. It does, so they're wanting into it, Souths. It does change about a bit as it whirls around these grandstands. We've seen it change quite dramatically on occasions, Mick. This is Wally Lewis. Lewis up to the halfway mark. Has Kellaway and Meskel there. He got one too from Meskel. David Green let go.
Tell you what, Meskel stood his ground too. Quite noticeable. There was only 2 blokes there, South. Here it goes on the replay. Meskel goes in. Kellaway's got hold of the wall now. Somewhere around about here, bang, there it is. Yes. It's the left-hand elbow from Meskel. But they just sort of hold on. Here's the head-on of it again.
So there's Wally Lewis on. That's Kellaway grabs him first. Meskel coming in now. So they've held him up. And the next second you'll see Meskel come around with that left elbow. Boom. And Walter eventually takes a kick for touch. So it's Wynnum Manly putting on pressure down on the quarter line again. So from this planned move, who ends up with a green? Gets it across to Dowling. He goes without it. Halverson cutting back. Halverson thrown to the ground by Wally Lewis right on the quarter line. He'll get up to play it now. Halverson injured in the tackle as he was thrown very heavily there by Lewis. Muller is the dummy half. Lewis tries to rake it back and he succeeds. Now I can see that Halverson wasn't 100%, Mick. Muller was telling him to quickly play it, but he couldn't quickly play it, and Lewis raked it back. So Wynnum Manly have got possession again.
Oh, a child against a man out there this afternoon. Halverson will remember this game.
David Green floating it, Dowling kicking it across field. It's still okay. Brian Walsh will pick it up, and this will be a gift try. Walsh in for an absolute gift of a try.
Have a look on the replay at the defence pattern of South. Now, that was the only defence. There's just no one there. There is no one there except the winger. And actually, he came very late. I tell you what, they're all having a bit of a sleep in the grandstand.
Now, if you watch this, it's a big, long, loose pass. Dowling sees he can't get a hold of it, so he bangs it across field. So it comes across to Walsh. There's Meninga, but it's too late, Mal. Walsh is gone. There he is. Sully's there very, very late on the scene. But it was Dowling summing it up pretty well. There's no one in the world who could pull it down, so he decided, bang, I'll give it a whack. Sent it across, and Waltz had Green outside of him and thought there were two Christmases coming at once. So,
well, whatever Bennett said at half-time, they're either not listening to him or they don't have the ability to do so. Or he didn't tell them. There's three options there, Bill. None of them very nice for Southern Suburbs. But, oh, dear me, this is a terrible pounding for Southern Suburbs.
Here's Warren Green attempting to convert the try. It's away to the right-hand side of the uprights. So at this stage, we're just coming into 4 minutes of play in the second half. There's Morris, the coach of Wynnum Manly. Should feel very, very confident at this stage.
On the idle, Wynnum Manly.
So it's Malmaninga restarting play. Back down there to Gene Miles. Miles will run it out up to the quarterway. Ash Lumbie and Mark Meskel, the tacklers. Dummy half is David Green. Green to send it across over there to Mal Green, who's been pretty prominent in attack for Wynnum Manly today, but then just about everybody has. Tony Kajewski. Now there's a run that's going to about 15 metres. So to Dawes. Dawes outside then to Lewis. Back to Dawes. They can do what they like. Dawes away this time to Mal Green. Green tackled right on the halfway mark. David Green, dummy half. Lewis. Miles. Dowling. He loves this now. He's going to stay out in the back line all the time. This is Brian Walsh. Touched by the opposition, so there's another 6 tackles. Walsh upended over there by Hubie Abbott, a couple of metres inside South's territory. Dummy half, Terry Butler. Butler over to Dowling. Dowling still going.
That's terrible defence in the grand final. Absolutely pathetic.
Dawes getting it back to Ian French. French working across field, popped it up to Lewis. Lewis back inside, then to Coyne. Coyne, can he get it away? He's still going. Eventually, Halverson puts him down. 24 metres out from the south line, and it's all one-way traffic. Red and green, straight up there towards the southern end of the field. And there'll be a lot more of it, I feel, before the day's out. This is David Green, Wynnum Manly captain. Over to Dawes, outside to Lewis. Lewis decides to run, now gets it around the corner. Walsh will lose it, though. French is out after it, but to be well and truly knocked on, so we'll have a scrum. Peter Dawes, by the way, Mick, will be best man for Brian Batiste, Canterbury Bankstown player. Formerly, well, he played with Wynnum when they won the grand final in '82. He's getting married up here in mid-October. There's Wayne Bennett. He couldn't care about any wedding at this stage. It's a funeral he's at.
And I don't think he'll turn up for the wake.
So now it's Southern Suburbs. Yes, he'll be the best man for Brian Batiste. I think it's October 13, so that'll be a big wedding. Two premiership wins to celebrate.
And the wedding. Probably we should have said the wedding first, but still.
This is Mark Meskel. Yes, I'm out of order there. Particularly with a young lady concerned, I guess. So now here's Sully. Sully up over the quarter line.
And did you see on that occasion not one Southern Suburbs player willing to run off Sully?
Eddie Muller, dummy half. Back over there to Mal Meninga. Meninga just gets it over the halfway mark. Warren Green going back. He's got a bit of time to spare. Hubie Abbott at him. Puts an arm out, but Abbott somehow gets him into the ground. Ends up on top of him, I know that. Brian Walsh. Back over to Lewis, deciding to have a bit of a run. Unloads it this time to Peter Dawes. Dawes up over halfway. He's got plenty of support too. He props, he cuts back inside. Is picked up by Brad Sully. Well, the cover was getting there. Dowling decides to go himself. Ooh, he was almost going to let it go there to Coyne, who would have been offside. Instead, he'll go to ground. Play it back to David Green. This is Dawes to Lewis. Lewis outside, then to Mal Green. Oh, it's lost by Gene Miles, picked up by Hubie Abbott, who was holding a hold of Miles when he was going for the ball. Abbott around the corner, he picked up there by Bob Lindner. Lindner losing it in the tackle. Ball rolling loose, Souths regather. Only just, but they're there. Kajewski was trying to go for the ball, but referee Manson was in his road. But now it's Eddie Muller injured in that tackle. Referee calling for time off. Eddie Muller played for Brisbane this year, of course, in the National Panasonic Cup final. Here it is again. This is Hubie Abbott. Abbott is grabbed, threw it around the corner. Bob Lindner was there. Lindner is tackled by Ian French, the opposite number for Wynnum. The ball rolling loose. Now there's Eddie Muller going in. And coming in over the top there is Mel Green.
Nothing untoward.
No.
Too much wrong there.
So here's Souths with it, and Phil Beavers on the blind side. 10 metres inside Wynnum territory. Bobby Lindner. Dummy half this time is Muller, who seems to have recovered. He goes the blind side, skirting his way through, still going. Put down 20 metres out from the Wynnum MANLY line. Wynnum's lead at the moment is 20 points to 2. Sully back over to Halverson, then to Meninga. Meninga head down, but he gets over the quarter line, lost the ball on the tackle. Wynnum MANLY ball. Getting up to play it is David Green. Dowling away from dummy half. David Green dummy this time to Dawes. Dawes outside to Kajewski. Kajewski put to the ground and the tackle of Bob Kellaway. This stage, 9 minutes of the second half gone. Wynnum already in for another try. Peter Dawes was too busy trying to direct players to be ready for the ball to come out to him. So as a result, David Green went on his own. Dowling, Gene Miles. Miles wrapped up, slipped it back to Dowling, then away to Dawes. There's a bit of trouble coming up too if he can get it moving. He's still going, working away from a lot of them. And eventually put down 10 metres short of the halfway mark with the final tackle on the way. David Green is dummy half. Green back over there to Gene Miles. Miles trying to find Tunch, but Gary Belcher is back there. Belcher deciding to run it out. Belcher put over about 15 metres short of the halfway mark. Still in South's territory. That's where they've spent most of their time. Hubie Abbott.
Yes, underneath their goalpost. South, that is.
This is Muller as dummy half. Couple of metres, just gets over the halfway mark before he's put down. Crowd has gone fairly quiet now, Mick. I think it's an anticlimax from here on in. Sully getting it back inside to Kerr.
You're definitely not wrong.
Dummy half up there, Muller. Back on the bounce to Halverson. Cutting back inside. Put to the ground on the halfway mark. Dummy half, Gary Belcher with the final tackle. This is Mal Meninga. Meninga drives it downfield. Warren Green going back there to recover, which he does. He has Brian Walsh with him. Decides to step out a bit. Kellaway tackles him. Meninga over the top. They put him down on the quarter line. Walsh is dummy half. This is Lewis. Running it out. But the tackle coming in from Kerr. Quickly away from dummy half. David Green back inside to Kajewski. David Green dummy half. Lewis. Miles. Miles. Over to French. This is trouble. Over the halfway. Terry Butler outside. Beavers has a go. Now to Butler. Butler's on his own. He cuts back inside. He's looking for support. French is back onto his feet and French is going to score in the corner.
And that's as neat a try as you'd want to see. Big Gene Miles stretching straight through. I'd already nominated that they were going to be out there. Mal Meninga wasn't home. Hubie Abbott wasn't home again. Tell you what, they've gone walkabout. Beavers had to come in. That leaves Butler with plenty of room to move. He wrong foots Ash Lumbie and then gives it to the man who's got up off the ground, Brett French, who's round and over.
Well, I tell you what, Mick, I had to look twice. I thought it was French first up, and I thought it couldn't be. He'd been knocked to the ground, and that'll give you an idea of how much time Butler had to go, because there's French, and he's well and truly put to the ground in the tackle. So Butler says, I'll have a bit of a run now. Gary Belcher said, where in the world are you going to go? Butler cuts back that way, and blow me down. Here's French on the way. Brett French powering across for the try. Lumbie dives at him at the end, but it's too late. It's all over. And Wynnum MANLY in for another one and have a lead of 24 points to 2. So Warren Green attempting to convert the try. And we're only 12 minutes into the second half. I'm amazed, Mick, that a player could be tackled, get up, and still score a try.
And he was well tackled too.
So Warren Green attempting to convert this one. He's failed, so the score at Lang Park remains. Wynnum leading by 24 points to 2. The week, Mick, to take up his contract over there. He would have wished by this stage that he would have left last week.
Yes, I'd say so. He'd
Oh, and there's Dowling starting to work up to a pretty good head of speed.
Meninga just having a bit of a go with Brian Dawes, or Peter Dawes.
But yes, you're right. He wished this game was over long ago.
This is Coyne. Coyne away on the halfway mark through some terrible defence again. Put to the ground midway between the quarter and halfway. Should never have got through there.
Oh, Halverson and just patted him on the way through, and so did Bob Kellaway. They just don't want any part of them.
Lewis with a long one to Terry Butler. Butler pulled to the ground over there by Maskell. Dummy half David Green. Wynnum on the rampage again. They're 30 metres out. Lewis back to David Green. Oh, they're having fun, these fellows. This is Ian French. French almost to the quarter line before he's put down. The final tackle. Back over to Dawes. Dawes sends a pass back along the ground, picked up by Brian Walsh. There's plenty of room. Now he puts it up. He's going to follow out after it. Belcher is back there. Belcher takes it in the in-goal area. Can he get out? Yes, he can. He's still going, as a matter of fact. Belcher breaking away. He's up over the quarter line. He cuts back inside, but Dawes is there with a tackle, and so too is French.
But no one backing him up. He's played a great game, Belcher. On a beaten side, he's been one of the pick.
Well, he's the only player that's broken the line, really.
And he's the only player having a bit of a go, too, I might add.
So this is Sully sending it across over there to Bob Lindner,
who's had a particularly quiet game, hasn't been cited today.
Dummy half is Muller, back to Sully. Meninga. He puts the boot underneath it again. Maybe the thinking is here, if you're going to score tries, Wynnum will make you run a bit further to get them.
Well, it's one tactic. I don't know whether it'll work.
Lewis back over there to French. Got away from Maskell's tackle, got away from the next one, that of Lindner, up over the halfway. Back it comes this time to Green. Green gets away from Abbott's tackle. The pass rolls loose. It'll be picked up by Wynnum.
If it wasn't so serious, it'd be laughable, wouldn't it, some of that defence?
So this is Kajewski. Meninga had a go at him, then had another go. He bounced off the first one.
At least Mal's having a bit of a go.
Still haven't got this. Still haven't got David Green down as yet. Now Dawes to Lewis. Lewis the long one. Brian Walsh into the back line. Then away to Terry Butler. Butler back inside. This is Lewis. Lewis got away then to Miles, and Miles is in. Gene Miles in for another one. And the procession continues.
Great football, Wynnum Manly. Wally Lewis, the long one to that man Walsh. I told you he could play great football. Butler hardly touched his fingers and he shot it back inside to that man Wally. And there's Big Gino, who's been following Wall all this year. And it's borne fruit again.
Here's Brian Walsh coming into it again. Sends a pass outside to Terry Butler. Butler back inside. There's Lewis crunching into the tackle coming in from Lindner and Muller. Then away to Gene Miles. Tackled by Sully on the line, but he broke out of that one and is in for yet another try. It's try number 6 for Wynnum Manly, and they're racking up a cricket score. It's 28-2.
Tell you what, they'd be very disappointed, Southern Suburbs, or their supporters would be. South's not doing too much. There's Wayne Bennett. I wonder what thoughts are running through his mind. Self-destruction or some sort of Harry Cowrie, Bill?
I think he might be hoping they bring in mercy killing. Anyway, that's the way it goes. Here's a kick by Warren Green, is there, and that is rubbing it in. 30 points to 2, Wynnum Manly lead. Warren Green running back, feeling pretty happy with himself out of that one. They made them fairly wide for him today, but he's kicked 3 out of 6.
You see the Magpies, the Seagulls picked the Magpies. I think the Magpies are plucked. Their feathers are absolutely falling out.
So here's Dowling chasing it, but eventually lets it go back there to Brian Walsh. Walsh running it out to about 10 metres out from his own line. David Green from dummy half. David Green will play it. Dawes is the dummy half this time. Over there to Mal Green, who's done plenty of running today for Wynnum Manly. Well, they all have. So here's Wally Lewis driving it downfield. It'll be left to Peter Jackson, the winger, and Gary Belcher to come across. Belcher's going to take it. Belcher running it out. Stepping through quite solidly, but put down about 30 metres out from his own line.
Just ducked under. Wally was really going for a hit on Belcher there.
Jackson. Tackler over there is the front rower, Coyne. He'll play it. Muller to Sully. Sully lost by Kerr and going to be knocked on there by Dowling. Double knock on. So a scrum 10 metres inside Souths territory. Still have 21.5 minutes to go.
Bruce Harry coming on.
And I'd say Halverson the man to leave.
Yes.
Yes, he is. So Halverson off, Harry on. Now, Bruce Harry is a regular A-grader in the Souths lineup, but he did play in the reserve grade grand final today. His experience is one thing that maybe Wayne Bennett could have done with in this grand final, but it's all right to say it now. That's Dowling.
Yes, no use closing the gate after the horses have bolted, the whole 13 of them.
So Green back inside then to Coyne. Coyne held up 30 metres out from the Souths line. Dummy half David Green. This is Kajewski. Oh, he's through again. Up over the quarter line, pushing away Meskel. Sends a pass back inside. David Green dives on it. A little bit touch and go, that one, Mick.
Yes.
Lewis, long one again. French lost the ball in the tackle. Still going about. Meninga dives on it. It'll be a Souths ball. And they're in all sorts of trouble, Souths, Mick, when you have a look at them just on fitness-wise. They're all just standing there at this stage.
Yes, Wally and Mal they're having a real good shot at each other. Mal and Wall.
Back over to Eddie Muller. Muller inside. This is Kelvin Kerr. Wynnum's lead is 30 points to 2. Harry. Oh, it's going to be knocked away. Belcher ends up with it. Belcher having another run. Gary Belcher pulled down 20 metres short of the halfway mark. Dummy half is Eddie Muller. Muller to Sully on the blind side. Then to Peter Jackson. Not sure what he's doing over there, Mick. Is he roaming or is Phil Beavers? One of them is. Two wingers on the one side. Here's a kick through. This is Warren Green.
I think Peter Jackson's doing the roving.
Green straight ahead. Abbott comes in with the tackle, takes him ball and all. Yes, Jackson is the man. He's due over this side. Brian Walsh's dummy half. 19.5 minutes remaining in the grand final. Dummy half is Kajewski. Couple of metres short of the halfway mark. Green to Mal Green. That's Warren Green to Mal Green. And David Green coming in as dummy half. If you're tired of hearing the name, try talking about it all the time. Green again. Or Gary Coyne, rather, this time.
Well, I can't remember such a drubbing to a team. It'll be interesting to see if Souths can cross Wynnum's line. The way they're going, they don't have a ghost of a chance.
There's Wally Lewis putting it up nice and high. Gary Belcher back there, takes it. He runs up over the quarter line. Ooh, runs into Lewis coming in over the top.
He didn't miss him that time.
And the man in underneath was Brett French. But Belcher plays it. This is Muller. Eddie Muller sends it away to Peter Jackson. Jackson cutting back inside. He'll be picked up by Kajewski. The pass rolls loose. That's Bob Kellaway. Kellaway up the centre. Now he unloads it. This is Eddie Muller again. Muller put over midway between the quarter and halfway. It's down in Souths territory still. They haven't seen much of the Wynnum's half of the field. Harry inside to Malmaninga. Taken head on by Coyne. Over the top goes David Green. Linden to dummy half. Sully. Reverses. This is Bruce Harry. Abbott. Abbott taken by Gene Miles. Phil Vevers dummy half. Kick by Gary Belcher. Vevers another of the players, Mick, that's off during the week. I think he leaves on Tuesday to go to England.
Yes, that's Gary Belcher we see framed. He can hold his head up today. And yes, Vevers is going away. Young player. He's another fellow who hasn't really put a foot wrong today. He's had a lot of red and green Guernseys running at him.
This is Brian Walsh up the centre again. 25 Queenslanders. I think there's 60 from Australia going to England in the off-season. 25 Queenslanders. There's a few over there already and a lot going this week. So this is Dawes. Dummy half is David Green. Kajewski up to the quarter line. 17 minutes remaining in the match. And Wynnum with a big lead of 30-2, and no reason why the crowd should cheer. I think it's, well, as I said before, it's an anti-climax. They've had enough, except Wynnum fans wouldn't mind 50, I guess. This is Brian Walsh. Got away from a flying attempt there at tackle by Bob Linder. Eventually put to the ground just inside the quarter line, and the final tackle's on its way. So back it goes into Wally Lewis. Oh, Lewis had a drop shot at field goal. That would have been rubbing it in, Michael.
Yes, actually they're just slowing it down to their place. Wynnum Manly, they don't have to worry about too much. 30-2, 16 minutes to go, and one of the more pathetic grand finals that I've had the mispleasure of having a look at.
This is Bob Kellaway getting up to play it now. Muller is the dummy half. Back over to Lumbey. Lumbey breaks away from the tackle back there by Coyne. Lewis comes in to take him, ball and all, bumps him heavily. Eventually gets him down. David Green is a man underneath. About to play it 5 metres short of halfway. Sully back over there to Harry. Harry is put to the ground about 8 metres short of the halfway mark. Ian French has left the field for Wynnum Manly. Breaking through this time is Gary Belcher. He's been doing it all day. He's up over the quarter line. Walsh goes high, knocks the ball out of his hands, and Lewis will dive on top of it. So with French going from the field, young Morgan is on.
Here's the replay, and Belcher, who's worked his tail off today for Southern Suburbs, is knocked by Walsh. Wally was just running along and cleans it up nicely, as we see Big Gene Miles giving it out to Brad Morgan.
Brad Morgan is on, and that means that he'll go to fullback, of course, and Brian Walsh will come into the lock forward position. By the way, for our Sydney viewers, I might remember Lionel Morgan, a winger for Queensland who played for Australia. That's his son out there in Brad Morgan. He's played a few A-grade games this year. He's pretty light, Mick, but he'll come along fairly well, I think.
Oh, he's a good, classy footballer, but yes, his stats are a little bit against him. He's got to put on a bit of weight.
Back inside this time to Peter Dawes. Dawes breaking away. He's looking for Kajewski, who cuts back inside. Kajewski motors onto it. It goes around the corner. Kerr misses it. Rolling on the ground. Picked up by David Green. Play on with another 6 tackles. Green running right across field, but eventually put over right in front of the goal post and only about 8 metres out. Dummy half this time is Coyne. Running at will, Wynnum Manly. Walsh stepping around, still trying. Oh, it's going to be lost over there by Coyne. Lost by Coyne, but that's going to be he was held back. Penalty.
Yes, and 2 more points. Actually, if I was Wally, I think I'd be taking a quick tap and putting 4 more points on the board, because Souths don't seem to have the defence to hold them out anywhere. But he's going to give his team a bit of a spell, and yes.
No, he's going to take the tap, puts his head down and dives for the line. Can he get it down? Yes, he can. He's got it down. That's a try. Wynnum in for another one. 34 points to 2.
Well, he wasn't giving it, as you see on the replay. Now watch Green. He walks in and puts his hands up in the air, but he's not saying anything. A pretty good ploy, and then away he goes. 3-1, and South still can't hold him out.
Well, the head-on will give us a good idea of the battle he would have had to ground that ball. But he did it so quickly, the boys up there weren't quite with him. That's really rubbing it in, I think, that one, Michael.
Yes, well, I thought he would go for that. I was quite surprised that it wasn't Lewis that took the ball, but David Green, the captain, said if Wally can do it in the interstate games or in the Australian games, I'll have a little go at it, and it worked in the club game.
Wynnum Manly trainer is out on the field at the moment. Lewis has obviously had something to say, because referee Manson is calling him out. There's Souths in the in-goal area. There's Lewis being spoken to by referee Manson. Obviously, Wally's had something to say at some stage. I thought the referee was having a go at the Wynnum Manly trainer being out on the field, but he was calling for Lewis. You can see another replacement coming on shortly for Wynnum Manly. Everyone might as well get a run. Kick is going to be successful. So Wynnum have a lead here at Lang Park of 36 points to 2.
You get more when you shop the Traxons way. You get a little extra in every way. Traxons are doing the right thing for you. The right thing? This Hoover dishwasher, just $449. The Toshiba microwave, only $179. And this 270-litre auto defrost fridge, $399 with trade. That's proof Traxons are
doing the right thing for you.
Introducing Tropicals, the natural cotton shorts that keep you cool when the temperature rises.
Now let's go to this.
Tropicals by King G. They keep you cool when the temperature rises.
Some of this country's greatest achievers have also been its quietest. Achievers who found great success through sheer determination and quiet persistence. The kind of determination that helped harness the power of the sun, and the kind of persistence that is bringing the gas of the Northwest Shelf into the lives of thousands of Australians. You don't always hear about what a quiet achiever is doing, but you'll often feel the effects. BP Australia, the quiet achiever.
Hello? Melissa, hold the line, will you check it again?
The problem.
Checked it, okay?
It has to be there, on time, or else.
Let's check that. They said they'll be here in 10 minutes.
You could hop on a plane and deliver it yourself.
Yeah.
Or call Wards.
On the phone.
Tell him it's with Wards. It'll be there.
When you can't deliver it yourself, send it Wards Express. Best on the ground, best in the air.
It's as good as there.
They got
Morgan taking it up over the quarter line. Bob Kellaway leaving the field for Souths. And it'll be Gibson coming on for him. Doug Gibson. Just under 12 minutes remaining in the match. That is Gary Coyne.
As we see Ash Lumbey miss another tackle. I'd love to know the individual tackle counts for these fellows.
Gene Miles back inside to David Green. Green put over about 8 metres short of the halfway mark. He'll get up to play it now. Dummy half is Dawes. That is Kajewski back inside to Lewis. He sends it away then to Coyne. Away they go. This is French. Up over the halfway mark. He's stretching out as French. He's going to score himself. He's only got Belcher to beat, but he slips over. Gets up. Can't get it back inside to Dowling. He was bowled over by Mel Meninga coming from behind.
Look at the scoreboard, says Dowling.
Dowling just looked at him and said, have a look at the scoreboard and see how you're going. This is Coyne. Coyne up into them. I thought French might have had enough toe there, but he tried to step back inside of the winger of the fullback Belcher and just lost his footing. So this is Mark Meskel,
who we must congratulate. He's played another steady game for Souths, but he was brought on far too late to stop the rot.
That's Gibson there. Dummy half is Muller. Ball running into it is Bob Lindner. Ball roll loose. And it was Green able to stand up and get it away then to Dawes. Dawes back inside to Lewis. Lewis crashing through. And here's another one. Lewis over underneath the post. And Wynnum Manly hit the 40 points.
And as you see on the replay, look at that for terrible defence. Wally took off. He was flat-footed before he saw the man with the ball needed a bit of support, and away he went.
Here's a head-on shot now. There's Green standing up in the tackle. That was after Lindner lost it. Total confusion there with Souths. This is Peter Dawes. Back inside to Lewis. Away from Sully's tackle. Striding out. No one in sight. And Lewis in for try number 8 for Wynnum Manly. And the rout continues. So Warren Green with one right in front of the post, and the 50 points is a real possibility now with 9.5 minutes remaining.
40-2. I don't think I've seen that ever in a grand final. And as you say, Bill, it mightn't be over yet.
Wayne Bennett. Totally disconsolate there.
Yes, I believe he'd be hoping there'd be a trapdoor in that little shed over there that would just open up.
We might get a... There's the kick converted. So it's 42-2. And we'll get a shot there shortly at the Wynnum Manly camp, which would be
There's Des Morris.
Mal Green has left the field and Wayne Bullock is on for Wynnum Manly. There is Morris. And also over there in the Wynnum Manly box will be Colin Scott, who must be one of the most... He'd probably be as dejected as Wayne Bennett. At least he's with the winning team. I guess that's the only difference, because he would dearly love to be out there. So at Lang Park, there's 8.5 minutes to go. That's Bullock. Replacement player for Mal Green, the second rower. Mick, you have a player of the match to work out here too. $200 worth of Canterbury gear. And also from NEC, a System 21 stereo, and the very best of luck.
Thank you very much, Bill.
The unfortunate thing is, Mick, the first time our grand final has gone live to Sydney, and the folks have to be struck with this. However,
yes, it's a little sad. And I suppose you people down there in Sydney watching it, if you haven't switched it off already, and I know we don't want you doing that, we are the team that, or the side, or the state that can put a team together that can bowl you over in the interstate series. But it must make you wonder,
where do they come from if you look at
right.
this? However, Souths end up with a penalty here. 7.5 minutes remaining in the match. Brad Sully is down injured in the background for Souths. Muller takes a tap away to Bruce Harry. Harry outside to Bob Lindner. Lindner put over about 25 metres out from the Wynnum Manly line. Dummy half this time is Muller. Oh, that is Peter Jackson trying to take it up, but he didn't get far. Dummy half is Eddie Muller, getting up close to the Wynnum quarter. The only interest now, Mick, is whether Souths can score a try. And they haven't shown us enough to suggest that they would.
They just haven't shown us anything, Bill. Anything at all.
Coming through is Bob Lindner. Lindner put to the ground about 10 metres out now from the Wynnum Manly line. People starting to leave. You can understand why. Just under 7 minutes remaining. A scoreline of 42-2. Can Souths get it here? They've got players to burn. Meninga. The pass rolls loose. Vivas can't pick it up. And they had a couple of men over. Wynnum Manly line. 42-2. Dawes waiting to feed this scrum. Cross to Lewis. Lewis outside to Morgan. Morgan cuts inside from Meninga, but picked up over there by Lindner in cover. Dummy half is Bullock out to Lewis. Lewis sends it wide. Gene Miles lost his footing a bit and Abbott came in over the top.
That's the first time I think Abbott's tackled Miles today.
Miles was going to try and play it forward. There was no marker. Abbott grabbed him by the, or rather Abbott grabbed him by the foot and gave away a penalty. So it's Wynnum Manly to kick for touch. Crowd in the Udder starting to chant, "We want 50." 5.5 minutes to go. You're a fair chance, folks. So it's David Green back over there to Kajewski. Kajewski up to about a couple of metres short of the halfway mark. He lost it. Didn't play it correctly, says the referee. A penalty to Souths. I might start going through the scoring, Michael, because...
Yes, you'll need 4.5 minutes to get through the lot of it, Bill.
For Wynnum Manly, there are 8 tries on the board. 2 have been scored by David Green. Tries also by Warren Green, Greg Dowling, Brian Waltz, Brett French, Gene Miles and Wally Lewis. And we've seen Warren Green put over 5 goals from 8 attempts. For Souths, no tries on the board. The lone goal kicked by Mal Meninga. He also missed one, so it's 1 from 2 for him. Scrums at this stage, Souths way by 7-5. Penalties have gone Souths way 7-6. Souths have missed 34 tackles, and that's a conservative estimate. As opposed to Wynnum Manly's 12. Souths have lost the ball on 14 occasions, Wynnum on 12. And Souths have kicked on 14 occasions as opposed to Wynnum's 9. Lost by Abbott, picked up by Gene Miles. He loses it. And eventually Jackson dives on it, but the referee to play a double knock on.
How many tackles missed again, Bill?
34.
That's not good.
And the man doing our scoring is a South supporter, so he's left a few off.
Yes, I suppose. And I don't blame him.
So it's Dawes over to Lewis. Lewis outside to Morgan. There's the gap. He's up over the halfway. He's on his own. Got away from Belcher's tackle. He starts to go again. He's up over the quarter line. He's pulled down just inside that quarter. I don't know how he got through. Well, the break was there initially. This is Bullock. He shouldn't have got as far as he did.
Yes, but we've been saying that all afternoon. It's because he's not being tackled by anybody.
So this is Lewis. Long one over there to Brett French. French cutting back inside. Picked up by Bob Linder in the tackle. 20 metres short of that Southern Suburbs line. Dummy half is Green. David Green. Over to Lewis. Lewis. Ooh, he almost got it away then to Brett French. French was flying through. But the referee has ruled a knock on. Lewis doesn't feel he has knocked it on.
Well, he went to pass it and it hit a South bloke, so he picked it up again. So I would presume that the advantage would go ahead. But, oh well, Mr. Manson doesn't agree.
Talking about the referee, Mick, he hasn't had a bad game, but he hasn't had that much to worry about, has he?
No, actually, it's lucky he's lost that few kilos, or he wouldn't have been able to keep up with the scoring spree by Wynnum Manly, sprinting up and down the field to award tries.
Just under 3 minutes remaining in the match. Wynnum's lead is 42-2. And the tap to be taken 25 metres out from the south line. So it's Sully back to Mescal, back to Sully. Sully setting sail up the centre. Tackler over there will be Gary Coyne. This is Ash Lumbey. Well, Mick, normally at this stage I'd ask you to give a resume, but I don't think there's a great deal to tell. The scoreboard says it all.
And I think if you've been watching the game all afternoon, you would know that positional play was non-existent by the Souths players, and they didn't want to tackle anybody.
That's Bob Lindner putting a little kick. Is this going to be South's try? There's 2.5 minutes remaining. Lindner pulled down short of the line. He can't get over. Just short of it. He'll get up to play it. Can this be the elusive try they're after? No, Peter Jackson. You won't get through there, my boy. Getting up to play it. Final tackle. So back to Bruce Harry. Harry, a big long one. Ash Lumbey takes it. He gets it around the corner to Meninga. Meninga gets it away to Abbott. Abbott's going for the line. Tackled by Walsh, but he's in for the try. So South getting in with 1 minute and 42 remaining in the match.
As you'll see on the replay, ball is thrown long and wide. Ash Lumbey to Big Mal. Mal throws a wild one over the top. And I tell you what, Abbott did. He nearly put that one down too, and there wasn't anybody around. And a consolation 4-pointer to Southern Suburbs.
There's Bruce Harry right up over the top. Now Ash Lumbey will pull it down. Whoop, down it comes. Over to Mal Meninga. Meninga will take the tackle of Gene Miles. And over to Hubie Abbott, who juggled it a bit. Went for the line. Brian Walsh was there. Tackled by Walsh, but he was able to dive over and score the try. Meninga attempting to convert. He's spot on line. Beautiful kick from the touchline. Makes it 42 points to 8. And we're into the final minute of play. So the one lone try. 8 tries to 1. Kick off.
Peter Jackson not even worried about the game. He had his back to that ball when Lewis kicked it off. That player there. So they're supposed to be A-graders. I tell you what, it's a pity South didn't run their reserve grade out. They'd have done a better job than this particular team.
Here's the final scrum of the grand final. Final scrum of the season going down. In by Sully. Takes it out. Crossover there to Belcher. He's tackled. Put down about 10 metres out from his own line. Crowd starting to pour onto the field already. It hasn't finished, but it's all over now. That's it. Wynnum Manly convincing winners of the 1984 grand final. They've taken it out by 42 points to 8. And somewhere out there, Michael, is our man of the match to receive $200 worth of Canterbury gear and also the System 21 stereo from NEC.
And that man is Brian Walsh, who...
That's not him there.
That's what he's going to... Or partly what he's going to receive. And there's the rest of it. Beautiful prize for him. And I've given it to him because he's a man that was in the hot seat and he handled the situation beautifully. That first 15 to 20 minutes when he was under heaps of pressure and didn't make one mistake, and Wynnum went on from there. But well done, Brian Walsh. There he is.
Well, he's there somewhere, Mick.
Yes,
Kids everywhere. There he is. You can see him over the back there. with #1 jersey on. Brian Walsh is our man of the match. $200 worth of Canterbury gear and the System 21 stereo from NEC.
Every one of these buttons is a brain, an integrated circuit. And behind every one of these integrated circuits is NEC technology. Technology that is keeping you in front.
The ultimate in sports performance. Subaru four-wheel drive wagons. One simple action and they excel at snow sports, water sports, track and field, weightlifting, and mountain climbing. Subaru four-wheel drive wagons, the ultimate in sports performance.
Hey, all you so-called average guys, there's no such thing as an average style.
That's why Just Jeans have got together their biggest ever range of brands and denim styles to sharpen up the looks of every guy in Lee Stripes Super Slim and a huge range of easy fits from Lee, Blues Union, Britannia and Amco. Check you later, guys.
Just Jeans, 'cause no one's just average.
My mum and Dad used to argue a lot about their bedroom. Every time Daddy talked about it, Mummy got a headache. One day they went to Concept's bedroom shop and now they love their bedroom. Daddy says Concept's bedroom shop is the best cure for Mummy's headaches he's ever found.
Today, for great ideas in furniture, look no further than Concept at the Gabba.
She was only 16 when she met him. It began so innocently. She never dreamed that she'd become his hostage. By the time she was 18, she'd been raped, drugged, and dragged across 3 continents. By the time she was 19, all she wanted to do was escape. This is the amazing story of a Wollongong girl who hitchhiked her way into terror. The most shocking thing about this story is it's true. Hostage, an Australian movie for the first time on television. Monday night, 8:30. Brought to you by Westpac, the bank, and TVO.
So there it is, a very joyous Wynnum Manly camp. It's Wayne Morgan in there, or Brad Morgan rather. Lewis, Terry Butler, David Green the captain, Kajewski.
Most underrated player is Kajewski, very handy front rower, and of course Des Morris. Totally elated.
So they're waiting for the presentations to take place for the Winfield Cup. Wayne Bennett walking about there, MacGREGOR in the background, the Souths players absolutely stunned. The one thing they'd love to do would be away from there, but give them the due, Mick, they've stayed there.
Yes, it'd be hard. Yes, it'd be hard for particularly Wayne Bennett, and there's Big Mal. He's really disappointed. Yes, Mal, it's all over, and you can't have a second shot at it.
Well, he grew the beard on the Kangaroo Tour in 1982. Things went successfully for him then. He hoped that maybe that start of the beard today would help him out, but it hasn't. It has not worked at all. There's Lewis, Morris, the Seagull in the background. And David Green will be up there shortly, I feel, to get the Winfield Cup.
There he is now.
There's the Premier. And David Green, the Winfield Cup for 1984 being handed over at the premiership winners in Wynnum Manly. State manager for Rothmans in the background. There's Hancock. And it's quite a joyous occasion for David Green. Watch it, Joe. It's got a bit of... It's tipping to the left, is it? Don't let that happen there.
Well, they haven't filled it with any of the niceties as yet.
I'll tell you what, there'll be plenty of that happening down there. I think when they won the grand final in 1982, the celebrations went for 5 days. That was their first grand final, so for the second, maybe it'll only be 3. Mick, something like that.
Oh, worthy winners. They did it well.
and they are to be congratulated.
All right, well, there it is. That's the grand final for 1984. Disappointing from a crowd spectacle, although if you're a Wynnum supporter, it was beautiful. So the full-time score, we see Wynnum Manly defeating Souths by 42 points to 8. There's Wally Lewis up there with the cup. That's about all we have for Rugby League for 1984. Michael, we'll see you next year. And to all the folks, particularly in Sydney, a very good afternoon. Billy J. Smith signing off from Lang Park.
See how the West was fun. Tonight at 8:30 in Melbrooks, Blazing Saddles. Stay tuned to TVO now for an hour of MASH.
For We150. Gary Coyne is attempting to convert the try. There's just over 5 minutes remaining in the match. So as you say, Mick, 50 points for Wynnum is a possibility.
Definitely the way they're playing. And remember, 12 men only still. Colin Scott sent off in the, 18th minute?
18th minute of the match.
And I tell you what, a grand effort from Wynnum. Their supporters could be very happy with it. They started slow. Well, they started like a blitzkrieg as he puts the extra 2 points on.
But so that makes it 46-16.
Yes, but then they went into neutral again for a while and allowed Souths to come back. But as soon as Scott was sent off, that was the source they needed to get mobile. Wally's mouth guard came out, and as I said, it hasn't been back, and well, it's been in and out continually for the rest of the afternoon.
So now it's Balmaninga kicking off. The ball carrying down to Gene Miles. He in turn flicks it back to Terry Butler. Still taking a while to recover from that tackle as Gene Miles. He's holding his ribs there.
I reckon that he might have something wrong with the ribs because, boy, oh boy, I wouldn't have wanted to be hit the way he was hit by Balmaninga. He was dead set right in the centre.
Like that's Coyne charging through. And it was Kerr, the man who knocked him down. Hubie Abbott got a bit of a push there for his trouble, just because he was on the scene.
And didn't do anything about it.
Here's Wally Lewis.
Just held his head.
Lewis about to play it now. On it goes to Gene Miles. Miles puts the boot underneath it. Yes, he just stands on the spot there and doesn't attempt to do anything after that. He's holding on to his ribs. So there could be some sort of an injury there. Well, obviously there is.
He must go off. Wouldn't want to stay there. He'll be in grave trouble.
This is Bob Kellaway. Kellaway to 10 metres inside with a Manly territory. Meninga coming up as dummy half now. 3.5 minutes remaining in this match. The scoring for this afternoon for Wynnum Manly, 9 tries on the board. Wally Lewis 3. French, that's Brett French, Ian French tries. Coyne, Kajewski, Butler, and also Green tries. Coyne has put over 4 goals from 7. Colin Scott 1 from 2. The Souths, Linda and Blumby tries, both first half tries. We've seen Meninga put over 4 goals from 4. At half-time it was 20-16. So it's 26 points added in the second half for Wynnum Manly. There's Strutty with his cup of tea, and he's had enough.
The scones and
He'll
all.
go and work out some tactics for next week to play Southern Suburbs.
He did take that sorcery claim by me with him too, Bill.
Here we go. This is Wally Lewis breaking away, looking for support, sends it right over to Terry Butler, picks it up, but he had to lean forward and then lost it. Scrums of the match have gone Wynnum's way by 7-6. The penalties have gone Wynnum's way by 14-7. Souths have lost the ball on 16 occasions, Wynnum 10. Souths have missed 15 tackles, Wynnum 10. Wynnum have kicked on 14 occasions as opposed to South 6. And just repeating, Colin Scott sent from the field 18 minutes into the first half.
And Gene Miles still out there, and he's being a silly lad because he only needs to have one more bump and he could be in grave trouble.
Here's Mal Meninga breaking away. Here's a Chantry now. He's only got one shoe on at the moment. That right one is on. The other one's off. He sends it back inside to QB Abbott. Now, Souths botched this one up, Mick. They should be shot. There's 5 of them there, and Belcher eventually will get in for the try.
And everyone will say, well, Meninga came good and ran away, but there was no Gene Miles there because Gene Miles definitely just cannot run. He's flat out walking. And, well, that was a consolation try. Now, Gene Miles couldn't get into the line of defence here. Now, Mal loses the boot here.
There it goes.
Yes, he's looks like Alibaba gone wrong. Draws beautifully, and then all of a sudden, as you said, Bill, there was that many South players there that they looked as though they could watch it right up.
But eventually it's Gary Belcher running away for the try. So there it is. That makes it 46 points to 20. Here's the head-on again. Long pass to Mal Meninga, who starts to move. He gets out of Brett French's tackle. But French had just had a hold of his boot. That eventually came right off. Here's Brian Walsh moving in for the tackle. He's waiting to line him up. Now the pass back inside to QB Abbott. He almost loses his footing there for a minute. This is Peter Jackson. Then away to Gary Belcher. Jackson had drawn the tackle, and it was Belcher able to stroll away and score the try.
Bruce Harry watching proceedings quietly.
So now here at Lang Park, there's 25 seconds remaining. Gene Miles is leaving the field now. Well, he's standing down on the touchline. He might as well stay where he is because there's very short time left in this match. So now we see Wynnum, or rather Souths in possession. And knocking it on there, I think. No, he's going to play on. Crowd starting to count it down. Souths have lost the ball. Wynnum will end up with the ball. It's flying loose, but it's all over here at Lang Park. And in the major semi-final, Wynnum Manly far too good for Southern Suburbs, winning the match today by 46 points to 22. 46 to 22. That's a lot of scoring, Michael.
Yes, with one man gone. Wynnum Manly, Scott off. And, of course, the Canterbury man of the match, well, it's not Wally Lewis. I've given it to Tony Kajewski because Kajewski worked hard when the things were rough and tough. And there he is, number 11, and he was still firing, and that's what he's going to fire himself into, too, I might add, that beautiful Canterbury gear, $200 worth.
So Tony Kajewski is our man of the match here for Canterbury, $200 worth of gear for him. And now, of course, Wynnum Manly going straight into the grand final, and they'll play the winner of next week's match. That'll be on Saturday night at 6:30 here at Lang Park. That match will be the one between Valleys and Southern Suburbs. We'll be back in a moment to have a look at our try of the match.
Champions unleashed evermore.
Out, and tomorrow's Daily Sun brings you great school holiday suggestions, places to go, things to do, plus the chance of winning free passes to some of the best holiday attractions, and double passes to the movie of your choice in our great movie giveaway competition. Football finals are here. The Daily Sun brings you full-colour action from Lang Park, plus a report on the clash of VFL giants Essendon and Hawthorn, and more lucky numbers in Game 3 of Queensland's easiest and richest instant win game. 3 up and win, all in tomorrow's go-ahead Daily Sun.
Talking of tough jobs, there was this big 20-foot greenhouse, my new Mitsubishi high roof, and just me and Joe. But my Mitsubishi high roof made it a cinch.
You call that tough? I had to hurry 18 models across town to a fashion show. Luckily, my Mitsubishi low roof turns on a 10-cent piece, handles really well. All right, girls, showtime.
The new Mitsubishi Express vans. A tough act to follow. It's another Mitsubishi.
Switch on the shoe shines, pretty Crosby shoe shines, gonna make your feet feel. Switch on the shoe shines, they're real neat for feet. Switch on the shoe shines, switch on your feet. Crosby shoe shines, they're great, mate.
Saturday, there's a tough assignment for Magnum. Higgins enters a fencing contest and his opponent dies at his hands. Thomas is convinced that his best friend's been framed. On Magnum, 7:30 Saturday on TVO.
Who scores the try? He's on his way through right now. There he is. I think that face will confuse too many people, Mick. The entry form will be in your Daily Sun tomorrow. And here's the prize. It's a 14-inch portable colour television set from NEC. So get your entry form tomorrow, send it in. We could draw it out next Sunday morning on our Rugby League show.
I'll definitely try and do that for them, yes.
All right, Mick, well, it's next Sunday night now. We have Souths playing Fortitude Valley. The big question now is whether Souths can come back.
Well, they've got a big problem there, and they've got a few hurdles and obstacles to get over, but, well, we'll see what Bennett can do with them.
All right, we'll be back with you, of course, again next Saturday night, rather, from Lang Park. Until then, we'll say a very good afternoon.
There's an hour of MASH coming your way next on TVO, followed at 8:30 by Pygmalion, starring Peter O'Toole and Margot Kidder.
All hell's broken loose. It's war, not truce. The heroes and the villains take the field. See them live and watch them rumble as the mighty league men tumble. And the victors and the vanquished never yield. Join the champions unleashed. The champions unleashed. The thousands as they rise and as they roar. All the muscle, sweat and strain, they pack in every game. The champions unleashed evermore. The champions unleashed evermore.
Ungrateful baggage. And I promised you the ocean, all the oceans, to be my queen. And you can only call me common. Anyone is a king who thinks he is. Positive thinking is the secret of life. You could still be my queen and have all your dreams come true if you wanted to.
Who can care for me? And who can I trust? A princess royal and rich, can I be loved for myself? Who can see through that? I feel just like everybody else, yet you talk about giving me oceans?
Yes, we see it all. You're this way because you've trusted no one. But why should anyone care about the secrets of your heart? Let them stay secret. Only what you are and what you do matter. As my queen, let the world wonder how to please you. Or is it something else? Is that poor fish your lover? Well then, madam, stay and watch him die.
Sandy, don't believe him.
Believe what? I wasn't listening. I was wondering how to get out of here.
Well, I'm good for something. I can free you.
Chains of iron. I failed, Your Highness, and I'm very sorry. It's funny. He was quite wrong, you know. When he said nobody cared what anyone felt, it's because he doesn't mind if he harms people. I do, and I'm sorry.
You do care for me. Oh, can you hear my beating heart? It beats so fast. I've waited so many years and now it's too late. You ought to know your death isn't useless, and I feel the same about you.
Feel what?
That it's mutual, of course. I feel exactly as you do. To find someone at last who doesn't see only a princess. I don't mind dying now. I'm happy to die with you. You're royal, too. It's almost romantic dying together.
Oh, well, you haven't really misunderstood what I said. I do care for you. Don't cry. I can't stand to see you in tears. What I said wasn't quite true. Well, nearly. But my father didn't quite marry my mother, so I'm not really royal, am I, princess? Can you love me now? Now you know I'm not royal. I wish none of this had happened. Can you help me, Monkey? Where are you and why aren't you here? Listen, Monkey!
What? What did you say? Did I hear you calling me?
No.
Odd. Someone did. I could swear that I heard a voice calling me.
It's rude to swear. It could have been the changing of the guard.
Oh, yes.
I haven't been changed. I'm sorry to disturb you.
You're not disturbing us.
There's a very rowdy priest out there at the palace gates. He started fighting with the guards, but he says he knows you. Called Pixie.
Pixie's outside the palace?
Yes. He's not alone, is he? There are two of them. I should think probably the princess is there as well, right?
Just a fighting pig.
No, let me go. I report you to the king. I've met the king or two before, you know, and I get on well with him. He'll take your heads. Take me to your master.
Oh, that's right. All right. Why isn't Sandy here?
Oh, that. He got caught by the monster. Oh.
The fish monster's got our daughter, has he?
And that's not all, sire. Oh, he's strong. He got Sandy and me, and how I fought. Sandy said to run off and go and get you. Or else, well, I'd be there yet, fighting and showing.
Yes, you'll be showing him who was boss. And so he's really very strong, is he? I don't know what to do. Underwater, it's rather difficult.
No matter how difficult, Sandy has to be rescued. And you must save the princess.
I'm not... Underwater, you know, it's not easy. If he can do all those things with water, you dive in and, you stay under. Oh, Monkey can't fight in a whirlpool, you know.
Go on, Monkey, you can do it. Couldn't you use water wings or something?
There's an idea. You're so stupid. How could I duck dive?
Now, don't start crying. Water imps are brave.
We're not really crying. Just that the princess is going to be forced to marry that horrid, pretentious monster. And no one wants to help her.
Oh, don't worry. We'll think of something.
Oh! The horse! We rescued him from his father a while ago, who was a dragon.
I'm not at all sure horses can swim,
Wait,
though.
No, they can't. Not very well. Not readily. This calls for a little tact, so I shall go round behind him, and you, do you think you can keep him well occupied from the front end?
Oh, yes. Hello, horse. How are you? Keeping well? Keeping well, are you? A lovely day. You're losing weight, you know. It suits you.